Anyway, so TELLab 2 is what we're calling the new version. And I'll just say I got involved about a year and a half ago, replacing Nali, who had been gone for some time. And she had her own second version that I couldn't get to run without her help, which was not available. So we kind of decided to focus on the working system. And I started out thinking I was going to make incremental changes and migrate the changes back to the production system, but I soon had a highly modified and broken version, and it just became an independent thing. Um, so my goals were basically to focus on features that were not present in the current version. Um, a lot of improvements to security. It now uses HTTPS, encrypted traffic instead of regular HTTP. And some of the functionality is separated onto different servers that are behind firewalls. Um, some other changes to improve performance, more work done by the user in the browser. SPA stands for single page app. That means that instead of when you navigate from screen to screen, instead of sending a new request to the server each time, that basically the first time that you load the site, there's a big bolus of JavaScript that gets loaded into the browser. And when you need to go to a new page, it just draws the page using code it's already downloaded. A lot of the functionality has been split onto different servers. So there's one server that does that initial page load that I mentioned. A second one that handles calls to, fetch data and save data. And then that so-called API server has a private line to a database. And then there's another server that handles uploaded images. We've also made some changes to improve the privacy. The old system, the usernames are the same as the email address. Now you can basically select your own username that can be your name, or it can be, kitty cat or whatever you want. And that also lets you change your email address if your email address changes for whatever reason. And we've also added controls to let the user control how their data gets shared, whom it's shared with. I was going to go back and forth between screens and give a live demo of some of these things, but I think I'll just forge ahead since we're running behind.
We need
Also,
we want to make sure that people have a chance to ask some questions too.
yeah, some things to improve organization. I now have like folders where you can have sets of experiments and stick them in a folder. A tabular view of pretty much everything in the database where you can sort and search and filter. Also looking to expand capabilities, having multi-frame trials where you might have a fixation frame and then a blank frame, or multiple stimulus frames with a blank ISI between them. We're going to have new content types. I didn't, in addition to text and graphics, I didn't put down widgets, but the idea is that we will be able to support building your own questionnaires, and instead of doing the process that Jeremy was showing about downloading the data, and that'll still be possible, of course, but we're hoping to have some, at least be able to visualize some of the results right in the app itself. And I'll just mention that of the whole team, I'm the only one that doesn't teach for a living. So a lot of my approach to this is like for features that I might like as a scientist, which is not necessarily what is needed for teaching. So I have to get straightened out now and then. And I'll just say that this is the time for any of you that are interested in using this to let me know what you'd like to have that might not be in the current working version. And we're kind of hoping to have the second version ready to use in the fall. It's not clear whether that's a completely realistic goal, given that I'm kind of moonlighting on this and doing it in my spare time. But That's the goal. And there is a kind of a very buggy system that's online now at Lab 2, but it's pretty unstable, so I don't really encourage people to invest any time in building anything on it yet. But we'll make an announcement when it's ready for use. And I will stop there and open it up to questions.